Heya, cryptozens. Tonight's stories. Robinhood launches most of a wallet. The FDIC, US banks in crypto. CashApp cashing in on Bitcoin. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is April 7th, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm your host, Nick. The cover model for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. We bring you new stories on familiar topics. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. Pontinha. Have you ever heard of it? It's a tiny little micronation off the coast of Portugal. They are also the first nation to make Bitcoin its official currency. That's right. Prime Minister Joby Weeks announced Bitcoin was the nation's official money earlier this week. This was in the middle of their efforts to get themselves renamed to Atlantis. So, okay, here's the thing. Don't get too excited. You see, like I said, Pontinha is a micronation. In this case, emphasis on the micro. They have a quoted population of 4 people living in an area of around 2,000 square feet. They're still a sovereign nation, they're just really, really small. The ruler is Prince de Renato Barros. He purchased the island and seceded from Portugal in 2007. As a side note, if I were breaking away and making my own nation, I'd give myself a much better title than Prince. I mean, come on, that's like naming yourself Junior when there's no senior. Anyway, it's the prince and his wife and their son and their daughter. Doesn't sound that great, right? Okay, but hear me out. They are electrically independent. In fact, not too long after they declared their independence, the nearby city threatened to cut them off of electricity unless they sold the land back. They decided not to do that. Instead, they put up solar and wind power. So now they're electrically independent. And as rulers of their own nation, they determine the taxation level, if any. They can easily decide who is and is not allowed to do business there. So they could set themselves up as a tidy little Bitcoin haven. Now, think of all the little towns and villages and the different places that could probably take advantage of situations just like this, where they don't need to provide a lot of resources, just a friendly tax structure. I won't be surprised to see a lot more of these situations popping up, maybe on a city-by-city level. Now, before we get into tonight's stories, let's take a quick look at the markets. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $2.01 trillion. It's up 1.55% since yesterday. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin up 0.44%, Ethereum up 1.72%, Tether, Binance Coin up 1.6%, and USDC. The global NFT market cap is up over $10.25 billion. That is up 3.12% in the last 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Genesis Star Sharks Mystery Box, Bored Apes, Azuki, Mutant Apes, and Clonex. Now, keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Robinhood launches most of a wallet. I mean, it's a start, but that's all it is. It's better than nothing because it used to be a not your keys, not your cheese scenario. That's right. You see, it used to be that a Robinhood customer really didn't hodl their own crypto. Robinhood held. Not only did Robinhood hold your crypto, you couldn't do anything with it other than to sell it. So even if you had this big old fat stack of Ethereum, you could not buy a single Bored Ape with it. And on top of that, if I wanted to send you more Ethereum so you could buy more apes, I just couldn't do it. It was completely cut off, walled off from everyone. No crypto goes in, no crypto goes out. Well, for more than 2 million people, that changed today. Aparna Chenapragada is Robinhood's chief product officer. And she said that customers who had been waiting for a wallet, more than 2 million of them, they'll now be able to send and receive crypto. They'll be able to, okay, well, that's it. But it's a start. Okay, wait, no, there's more to it, actually. If you're in New York or Nevada or Hawaii, you're kind of out of luck. They won't be rolling out to those states, quote, due to local regulations. So people are understandably mostly positive. I mean, they have been waiting for like 7 months. Now, Robinhood's been testing this thing since last September. They got their first alpha transfer done in November. If you're curious, they used Dogecoin for their first test. They also launched a beta version for a very small set of users in January. But not everyone's happy. Not everyone's happy, and I understand. For one thing, there's no support for Ethereum-based services. So if you were wanting to buy some NFTs, you can, just not in your Robinhood wallet. Which means spending money on transaction fees to get your Ethereum or whatever out of your Robinhood wallet and into an actually useful wallet, like maybe MetaMask or something, where you can buy an NFT. And also, ERC20 tokens are not supported at all. According to the FAQs, if you send any NFTs or unsupported like ERC20 tokens to your Robinhood wallet, and you should know this by now, they're gone. They're not supported. They're not going to be received. They're gone. Tokens from airdrops, forks, they're probably not going to work either. And staking, remember what I said about Ethereum-based services? Well, there you go. There's no staking for you, at least not for now. They're being smart about this one, though. Vlad Tenev is their CEO, and he acknowledged that there absolutely is an appetite for yield-earning features. And in the past, he said Robinhood is investing in that tech. He also said any service offered would have to be compliant. Now, for your outbound transfers, Robinhood is waiving any withdrawal fees. You still have to pay the gas fees, but not withdrawal fees. And there's a $5,000 daily cap on outbound transfers. And then beyond that, users will have to submit to your Know Your Customer protocols and enable two-factor authentication in their wallet. The FDIC, US banks, and crypto. I'm not sure that they're sure about what's going on exactly. It seems like the FDIC's got some concerns about some banks, specifically whether banks are able to accurately assess threats or not. And they really don't sound like they're too confident in their own abilities. So what are we talking about here? Okay, let's start with the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. It's a U.S. government corporation, and it insures the deposits of customers of commercial and savings banks. So if you ever hear the phrase FDIC insured, that's what they're talking about. It's insurance for your savings account in a commercial bank. So the FDIC sent a financial institution letter on Thursday, and that letter asks for some information from the institutions that they supervise. They want the banks to let the regional directors know if they're doing anything around crypto-related digital assets, any of that space. They also want to know about any future plans those banks may have about getting into crypto. I'm going to quote the letter here. It's difficult for institutions as well as the FDIC to adequately assess the safety and soundness, financial stability, and consumer protection implications without considering each crypto-related activity on an individual basis. So, what do they want? The FDIC wants to know how to, quote, engage with the institution regarding related risks. And by that they mean things related to the crypto industry. They also want to be able to, quote, provide relevant supervisory feedback to the FDIC supervised institution as appropriate in a timely manner. Now, remember who we're talking about here. The FDIC is, above all else, an insurance company. And insurance companies prefer not to have to pay out. So in this case, they're being proactive. They're making sure that the situation doesn't come up in the future where the FDIC has to pay that government money as insurance to people's savings accounts when they get stolen or disappear. They want to make sure that financial institutions, quote, should be able to demonstrate their ability to conduct crypto-related activities in a safe and sound manner. And so they've got this whole laundry list of potential concerns that they're going to be judging the banks that they get on into crypto. The bulk of the letter, in fact, were these concerns. And speaking broadly, they were broken down into safety and soundness, financial stability, and consumer protection. CashApp cashing in on Bitcoin. Today was a day of announcements at Bitcoin 2022, and CashApp made the scene. CashApp, which is a mobile payment service developed by Block, announced a couple of Bitcoin-related upgrades. Block, by the way, used to be called Square. That is until Jack Dorsey stepped down from Twitter to put his focus onto Block and Bitcoin full-time. Okay, let's talk about the Lightning Network. We all know what a huge improvement this L2 solution is for Bitcoin transactions, both in terms of speed and energy usage. If you're not familiar with the Lightning Network, I do have a Crypto in 5 Minutes episode with your name on it. It talks all about how it works and how it gets its efficiency. Well, now there's more. Now there's something called Lightning Network Receives. And this integrates with Bitcoin UX. And what Bitcoin UX does is it leverages unified QR codes under the Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 21. What that means, it combines the Lightning Network invoice and on-chain information to make this whole process easier. Now, the Lightning Network was enabled last January, but this is new stuff. This unified QR code lets you accept Lightning Network payments directly. Also, they have this roundup feature. This is not a new concept. But what the service does is kind of sweep up all your spare change into a separate account. The theory being that you're going to not miss that 12 cents or 87 cents at a time. Acorn, they do that. They've got something kind of like that. They sweep up that spare change into a savings account. What CashApp is offering to do is to transfer that spare change into your Bitcoin wallet. So you'd basically be dollar cost averaging in, but at pennies at a time every time you use that account. Now, to be fair, CashApp is not the first to offer this kind of service for Bitcoin. Bundle and Roundly X both offer the same kind of thing. And finally, do you want to get paid in Bitcoin? You can do that. If you can get your paychecks direct deposited into CashApp, you can get paid in Bitcoin. And you choose how much. It's a slider. Anywhere from 1 to 100% of your paycheck can be deposited in Bitcoin. And to be clear, CashApp isn't breaking new ground here either. Coinbase, Bitwage, they both let you get paid in crypto. Fold does it, and Fold does it with like a limit up to $5,000 per check. So if that's a concern for you, just be aware that that exists. I tell you though, all of these features launching at once so soon after Dorsey left Twitter to oversee Block full-time bodes well for the future of Bitcoin, I'll tell you that. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. So tell me, if you could have a tiny little micronation and you ruled it, would you make Bitcoin the official currency? Maybe some other coin? I think I might actually go with like 3 or 4 and then maybe some stable coins and make all of them official currency just to make things interesting. And I tell you what, I would have a way better title than Prince. I know that much. What would you do? Send me an email. nick@cryptoovernighter.com. That's nick@cryptoovernighter.com. Oh, please check out my other podcast. I talked about it earlier, Crypto in 5 Minutes. We now have 40 educational podcasts, 5 minutes or less to explain one concept in crypto. And as always, may peace reign.